It'll be in lane 1, the Miss T Plus, driven by Steve David. Lane 2, the Winston Eagle with Mark Tate. Lane 3, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, driven by Mike Hansen. Cooper's Express in lane number 4, Mitch Evans driving. Chip Hanauer has to battle in lane 5. That's unusual for him. And in lane 6, American Spirit, Mark Evans. The trailer boat is the Tide, driven by Nate Brown.
Now, Jim, normally the story would be the Miss Budweiser is one of the favored boats out here, and certainly it has that role today. But starting from the 5th lane position is a little bit unusual for Chip Hanauer. We'll see how he handles it right off the bat. You can see the Miss Budweiser and the Winston Eagle on the inside have taken the leadership roles going into the first turn, and those are the boats matching up as they come out. Now, the water appears to be a little bit calmer, but the winds have definitely picked up here on the lake. There is the Winston Eagle taking the lead from the Miss Budweiser. Mark Tate really hard down into the next corner. Let's see how he handles it. The wind's from under the bridge, so as he comes through, he may hit a little bit of roughness in the water. It looks like a match-up battle for these two boats. You can see the Winston Eagle just bounced a little bit. Now she bounces a little bit more as they come back with the wind, and the Miss Budweiser on the outside holding very steady.
It's about a 4-boat length lead for the Winston Eagle here in the final winner take-all, looking for a checkered flag for the first time this year. And look at the way he's bouncing is the Winston Eagle with Mark Tate. Here comes Budweiser again up on the outside.
Mark Tate knows he cannot let his foot off of that accelerator at all. He's got to keep full power down, and he keeps flying the boat just a little bit. He does like to run the boat loose. There you can see Budweiser tipping the sponsors. Oh, Winston Eagle is up. The wind has got it. Winston Eagle smashing down onto the course, right down on top of the cockpit that held the driver, Mark Tate. Now the boat is flipped over. It's right side up, but we do not see Mark Tate in the cockpit. We're going to have to check. He is apparently in there, but the cockpit looks like it may have destroyed, Jim.
Watch out. Now watch in slow motion. He starts to fly. This boat does not know it's not an airplane, and he goes past the whole spectator fleet, 50 feet up at least, right down on that cockpit. Holy cow. And in the aftermath, he does end right side up. Word is he's trapped. He's in the cockpit. The cockpit is smashed. They're going to have to extricate him, and they're going to have to maybe cut him loose.
And that's from the buoy line out as we look for the restart. Now the green flag is up, and we are go for the restart. And there goes Miss Budweiser. There's an aerial shot. We want to thank Cairo TV here in Seattle for some great aerial work today. The Miss Budweiser is the lead boat coming down into the turn. She has to be very careful to hold the lane on the outside, leaving enough room on the inside for the two boats that are racing there. So right now, as we look at our field, the Miss Budweiser is the lead boat on the backstretch in lap number 1. We've got a little problem developing. The rooster tail has gone down on the Miss T Plus. She's still going, but slowing down on the course. A disappointment, I'm sure, to Steve David as he watches the rooster tail of the Miss Budweiser go off in the distance. The T Plus comes to a stop on the course. The new boat going well. It just didn't have it for the final.
And that'll move Kellogg's Frosted Flakes with Mike Hansen in the second. Behind this boat, the leader. It's a 5-lapper in the finale, and he's averaging about 137.6 miles an hour after lap number 1, Dick.
I don't think he's going to leave any doubt as to what he wants to do with this race. He wants to dominate it from start to finish if he can. This has been the kind of day Chip Hanauer has nightmares about. The boat just has not responded in one of the races. He says he didn't respond in the first race, so it's been a rough day for him, but they've got the boat out in the lead now. Second place from Madison, Indiana, Mike Hansen in the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
And if this haul will win today, he'll tie the all-time haul victory streak as we look at Mark Evans in the American Spirit in third place. Budweiser, 87 haul, will match the Blue Blaster Atlas Van Lines and Bill Munsey, who has held that record of the most winningest haul in the history. That'll be matched today.
And it is a beautiful sight as the Miss Budweiser comes down with the sun high on the sky over Seattle and Lake Washington. A beautiful day. Cooper's Express is trailing the field at this point in 5th place, still holding in there. The Tide boat now running in 4th is Nate Brown. He had a bit of a rough start in that boat last week in Pasco, Washington. It flipped, but the crew worked hard on it then to get it ready for this week. Then they had more damage on it in the first heat, but they've got it riding in 4th place. They've got to be feeling pretty good about it today.
Chip Hanauer started his racing career in the small outboards in this very city. He's from Seattle. A lot of hometown family and friends waiting to see him take his 7th consecutive checkered flag on the RC Cola Series 93.
And there it is. The waves go up from the shoreline as a hometown driver in a hometown boat takes the win here in Seattle.